We've taken a look at a lot of different Switch accessories in the past, and one place that we've gone for maybe some of the weirder options is Etsy. And over the years, we've amassed quite a few, so we want to go over some of the most interesting ones we've picked up, some we've talked about before, and some we haven't. For instance, the dock lock. Are you tired of people stealing your Switch right out of the dock? Or do you have kids and you just want to be able to tell them when not to play it and they can't just grab it and hide it away somewhere? Well, this is the solution for that. This is a little slot that you can put the dock inside of and has this cover flap that has a couple different areas it can do attach to. In one setup, like the one we have right now, it just locks the dock in place while still letting it vent properly, and you can't remove the Switch from it. However, if you also attach to this one and cover this side, it also blocks the game cart slot, so you cannot add or remove games to it. It also has an additional back security loop back here, and there's even just holes in the bottom of it so you can drill it down into a surface if you want to make sure that this whole thing is just not going anywhere. Now, obviously, just the setup itself alone wouldn't actually lock anything, so you get a little key lock right here as well. You could change it out for, some kind of number lock if you want, but this is a pretty surefire way to make sure no one's getting in other than you. So, we've talked about the dock lock, but we also have the dock sock. Get it? Anyways, so this is actually one of the few items on this list that is not 3D printed, it is instead sewn, and it actually is really useful because an issue that some people have with the Switch is that if you're constantly putting it in the dock and taking it out, putting it in, taking it out, you run the risk of accidentally scratching the screen, which is not good. So this is a little handy way to protect your Switch by just placing it over the... All right, who has the key? And boom, it gives a little customization to your dock, so it's not just the plain black logo, which honestly is pretty boring, and it has a nice little padded surface to make sure that your Switch is nice and safe every time you put it in. And this is just one example that we have found. There's actually a lot of these on Etsy, so if you want something instead of Mario or just a different Mario design, there are so many different ones to choose from. For the Pokemon fan, one of my absolute favorite pickups we've gotten is actually this little Pokemon game case. It's one of the best built things we've gotten. Even though it's 3D printed, the whole thing's assembled together really nicely. And you just open this little flap right here, which does have little magnets to make sure it stays nice and securely closed, and it'll perfectly hold 4 little game carts. Now, yes, there are official game cart carriers out there that hold way more than 4 games, but I mean, just look at the style of this thing. It just has a nice little piece all together that if you love Pokemon and want something that you can actually justify to carry around that actually has a purpose as well, this is awesome. It also has little rails on the side so you can attach Joy-Cons and treat it like a controller grip. And I gotta say, I just love the fact that this is based on the original Pokedex design. As someone who grew up loving Pokemon and just always watching the show as a little kid, there's been a couple different designs for the Pokedex.
Nobody knows every Pokemon. Master knows.
Electronic Pokedex for master trainers.
But this is the original. In fact, I even remember as a kid I owned, I think it was a calculator or something that was designed to look just like this. So just a great blast from the past. One of the things that I love about the Joy-Cons is how you can slot them into different things to make different kinds of controllers. And probably one of the most infamous examples in, well, very recent Switch history that we had to pick up once it started making rounds. A Joy-Con knife. A switchblade, if you will. What purpose this serves? Not really any, but just the image of slotting your Joy-Cons in a knife. And if you want to play Mario Tennis in an extremely dangerous way, I mean, don't, but this next item is something that we actually bought a long time ago. It was something I was so excited to find on Etsy, and we actually never found a justified reason to put it in a video, and this might now be a video that solely exists so we can finally talk about this, but a way to hold your drink while you're playing your Switch. So you can just be mid-game, and as soon as you have that little, little thirst, just...
I got the juice now. I got the juice now. I got the juice now. I got the juice. I got the juice.
In all seriousness, what I really love about this product idea is just that the Joy-Cons are such an adaptable concept that I think Nintendo doesn't fully realize they've talked about. I mean, we've shown examples of this before, and I've talked about other accessories that third-party companies have made, but there is so many more cool ideas that you can find on Etsy, like this. Sure, it's not necessarily like the simplest, most safe idea Nintendo could do, but I'd buy an official version of something like this if it actually, was really nicely put together. There's so many cool ideas there that Nintendo is just leaving money on the table.